What's up? Let's go. It's the real uncensored Browns fan tuning in for another episode here. Another post, blog, podcast, whatever you would like to prefer to call it. That's fine. I don't care. I just know I like to talk about my Browns. I feel like, now let me state this. Yes, I'm the real uncensored Browns fan. Fan being key. That's the big word. But I also feel like I'm unofficially a part of the team, even though nobody ever told me, but I feel like I am officially, unofficially a part of the team. So I'm one of those guys in the locker room, in the building, whatever, you know. So when I say what I'm about to say today, because obviously this is week 14 and we're playing the Baltimore Ravens on a rematch in our division rival game. Um, this is a fun game to talk about. There's a lot of Ravens fans. These are usually my most viewed videos. So Um, I'm gonna try to be. I hope you guys find me credible. Sometimes I'm not always right. Sometimes my opinions may be wrong, but I'm usually coming from a solid basis where you can feel me. Sometimes we'll just say this. Let's just get to the video, man. Okay. So going around the media, all right. Going around the media. You know what? Let me address some other stuff. Sorry. It's some stuff that happened between us beating the Titans to us getting here. All right. First and foremost, what's his name? Jason Whitlock. This dude gets on my nerves, man. Now, Acho, he tried to defend us, but this Jason Whitlock dude, see, that's why I don't recommend to go to Columbia, because it's like you think you so damn smart, but you end up talking to where nobody fucking understands you. Like I said, I'm a dude that believes in common sense. Now, I'm a dog this dude. Jason Whitlock, you look like the dude from Super Mario. You look like the rockhead from Super Mario that goes up and down. You're always trying to crunch somebody. You're always trying to hurt on somebody and shit. We get past your ass, and then we throw the middle finger up afterwards. You feel me? But even then, he probably feel like it's the compliment because I'm the dude that stops you. If you don't get past me, I crush your ass, and it's over on the game. But you look like that ugly ass, hating ass, rockhead motherfucker from Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2. And second, dude, just because you from Columbia, I don't give a damn what college education. Because let's be honest, the shit that we learn in college, how often do we use that shit in everyday life? You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I'm from Columbia and, we know the circumference from our foreheads to our esophagus is the radius of 25.4 kilometers. And I have to hate on Baker Mayfield because I do not like Baker Mayfield because he is cooler than I. Uh, his wife is very hot and his paper stacks are to the ceiling. And I will never have paper stacks like him, even though I went to Columbia College because, even though I went to Columbia College, if you look at Skip Bayless money, his money is stacker, his paper stacks are more to the ceiling than I. And, you know, however, my Columbia education says that I am qualified to make more money than Skip Bayless, but I just do not, and I do not make more money than Stephen A. Smith. So it's not just a fact of, oh, well, this is Skip Bayless and he is a Caucasian man, because I am from Colombia, and when I go to Colombia, that, being a fellow dark-skinned man of African descent, that I am so intelligent that, like, nah, bro. I just went on a rant for, but just like, you know what I mean? I don't bring your education in this, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like the guy, but I mean, shit. There's so many dudes that didn't go to college and that made who they are. I mean, the dude that created Microsoft, that motherfucker didn't go to college. But everybody's talking about him like he the smartest motherfucker on the world. So it don't matter about where you went to school at. Yeah, your requirements was a little more difficult. Oh well, they put a curve and all this other stuff because all this shit is bogus anyway. I mean, I recommend to go to school as far as like building connections and network and just the people that you come in contact with. But overall, how much of this stuff do you use in your everyday life? All that shit that we learn in class and history and stuff like that. Some of the stuff it comes back up. You know what I mean? Those that may be in particular to your major, but those curriculum courses, it's like, man, how often I'm about to fucking use calculus? How often I'm about to use geometry and all this other shit? You know, like, I mean, history is history, but some of that shit be some phony ass history. I'll tell you that. And it's just because of just how war works. You know, motherfuckers win the war. They rewrite history and tell you what they want to believe. I mean, shit. How many people thought that Christopher Columbus was the first guy in North America? They used to teach that shit. They used to teach that Christopher Columbus was the first dude to discover America. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, the information that you get, unless you really dig into it and you can prove it as facts, you know, it ain't really facts. You know, as far as like my source of truth has always been the scripture. So whatever go through that, you know what I'm saying? Even if you want to say the KJV or whatever like that, and that's all in your translation, and we know, but it doesn't mean that ain't none of it in there is not true. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a lot of truth in there because that's that source of truth. But you know, moving on from that, see, getting passionate. And Brandon Marshall, I heard him. They ain't dropping Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to bring Hugh Jackson on, and try to call Baker a racist. Did y'all see Baker doing all the dances with the Oklahoma Sooners and stuff like that? I don't even know how you can even assume that Baker is a racist. You know what I'm saying? Just because he's white. But, you know, that's that whole left, right shit. I don't know any. I don't even understand it. I don't even pay no attention because it doesn't make any sense to me, a left and a right. Like, I hate it's getting on my nerves, to be honest. Like, oh, he's left. He's right. Like, I'm right handed. Am I right? Like, you left handed. You left. Like, how? And don't try to explain it to me because it's just gonna make me more confused. But anyway, so I don't know how politics got into sports. I'm so sorry. I think what politics get into sports because these motherfuckers be acting political when they be talking about my team and my Browns. You know what I'm saying? They always try to point up some point and shit, and I don't never make any sense. Just like politics. So I guess that's where it comes from. But no, man, these motherfuckers. Brandon Marshall, and that's the crazy part about it. Brandon Marshall was such a good ass. I love Brandon Marshall as a player, but as a analyst, I cannot rock with him, man. I can't, especially the way he be going after my team, after you go after my quarterback. Like you can't talk like that, bro. Like and me, just let it ride, man. That's my squad. So none of them wasted all y'all time talking about the lead up until what I'm about to talk about right now. Motherfuckers was talking about the Ravens like they're the big brother and shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, first and foremost, it ain't a big brother, little brother relationship. This is more so if you want to take it to, let's take it to Marvel Comics. This is comics. This is we're Venom, the Browns is Venom, and the Ravens is Carnage. They are a symbiote offspring of us, first and foremost. That was us that went over there to Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So they are the offspring, not the big brother, but the offspring. So let's get that, Ravens fans. If y'all watch this video, that y'all, I don't think it's y'all that's saying that shit. It's the commentators. So I'm not really trying to go after y'all in particular, but let's just get one thing straight. It would be no Ravens without us. Y'all gave up y'all team and took the motherfuckers to Indianapolis, and we gave up our team and then gave it to y'all. But nonetheless, ain't no big brother shit here, okay? We the originals. So now we got that out the way. Now, I'm going to get into this. And like I said, this is a fan channel, but I do call myself an unofficial member of the team. Now, I love all my guys. So I'm going to throw a disclaimer. I love what Kevin Stefanski is doing with this team. I think he's amazing. If I go back to my old videos, to when we first made the hire, I was just so passionate. I wanted Sailor that I just couldn't even, I just really didn't believe that we was going to get Kevin Stefanski. We ended up getting Kevin Stefanski. I never wanted that, the dude, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots or anything like that. You know, even if he was from Ohio, I know I'm a big Ohio guy, but just anything associated with Patriots is just, I can't roll with it. So, I mean, we all know that, you know, when we get Patriots shit, it never works out. The linebacker's name? Jamie Gillum or something like that. I forgot his name too. But, you know, just any type of Patriots shit, it don't work for us. So, like, let's get that out of the way. They're fucking cheaters and it never will work for anybody. Unless you a cheater just like them, it's not going to work for you. I'm getting so passionate. So, yeah. Uh, well, okay. So what I want to say is that this is not a game more so about Baker or you know what the Browns do. This is more so a game about Kevin Stefanski. This game is really gonna show me at least who Kevin Stefanski is because and the reason why I say this is even though Kevin has done a excellent job as far as being our coach, getting us 9-3, we haven't done that in so long. But obviously it's the testimony to the players and then the testimony to him to how you get our players focused and prepared. However, what I will say is when it comes up to elite defenses, defenses like we're gonna face in the Baltimore Ravens on Monday night, defenses like we're gonna face against the Steelers week 17, defenses that we faced against the Ravens week 1, against the Steelers in week 6, and let's just go back to Kev in general. Defenses like he faced when he ended up getting the job playing against the 49ers. When you play elite defense, it's like the dude can't make it past 10 points. Um, our Coach Kev, and don't call him Coach K. That's so disrespectful. I feel like Coach K is from the Duke coach, and the reason why they call him Coach K because we can't fucking pronounce his last name. But everybody can fucking pronounce Kevin, so don't try to get all cheat and sweet. Like, oh, Coach K, you know what I'm saying? I know Shelly said it, Big Shell, and that's my guy. But there's really no reason to call him Coach K because there's already a Coach K. If you search Coach K in Google, you're gonna find the coach from Duke. So, and I know Kevin, and I think he would feel the same way. He would probably feel like, yeah, don't call me Coach K, because he's a respectful guy like that, and that's the thing I like about Kev, and he has resonated on me from my time in the beginning. And even if you look into my week 1 video when we lost against the Ravens, I said that I believed in this is the offensive structure that we need to have. So I do believe in Kev. However, what I am concerned about is that when he plays elite defenses, he he can't respond. He don't know how to adjust. He doesn't know how to beat them, in particular, and put his offense in a position to actually win against these defenses. So this game, even though I say we're gonna win every game, this game, I I I, I can see why we wouldn't win this game is because I don't know if it's gonna take some time. It could take some time because he was very new as far as I think that was his first year as offensive coordinator with the Vikings that year when they lost it in the playoffs and all that other stuff, and it might have been his second year. I can't remember, uh, but nonetheless, my theory is the same. When he plays elite defense and he can't make it past 10 points, and that's where you got the point differential thing. It's not, oh well, we're the only 9-3 team and our point differential is different than that. It's because when we lost, motherfucker, we lost. Like, we got whooped and we didn't score, and that's the reason why. But when we win, we win. You know what I'm saying? We find ways to win the game. That's it. Like, points score against points against and all that other stuff, that shit doesn't really matter. What matters at the end is that did you win the game? You playing chess. If you win the chess match and you only got 2 or 3 pieces left, but the other person got 4 or 5 pieces left and they've been checkmate, ain't nobody worried about, oh, well, you still had 4 or 5 pieces left while this person only had 2 pieces left. Like, no, a win is a fucking win. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to That's why I said people do this on a regular basis, that you could overthink. What it actually is, what the situation actually is, and to the extent, like, there's only 24 hours in a day. There's fucking like 32 teams, so there's like 16 games going on throughout the week. It's like you really don't possibly have the time to watch every fucking game and be able to analyze it critically. All you're gonna do is look at fucking stats and be like, oh well, that's a problem right here and that's a problem right here. This channel's never been one of those number type of channels where I'm gonna pull out, this person had this person had that, or whatever like that. I'm gonna tell you what I see as far as like just an eye test, if that's what you want to use. But nonetheless, my eye test tells me is that when he plays the defenses that are this strong, it doesn't work. So I'm not gonna say that we're gonna lose because of him, but this is more so a test on Kev. If he could beat these Ravens and then turn around and then week 17, I know we take a week 1 week at a time, but if he could beat the Ravens and he could beat the Steelers that show, I would definitely officially crown him. I would officially crown him if he could beat these two teams. Steelers, maybe I still will hesitate because it depends on if they're gonna be playing. We're gonna be playing the real Steelers or not. But the Ravens defense, they're hungry. They need this game. The Browns, Cleveland Browns, they need to win big, or not big, but they need to fucking win. You know what I'm saying? And not fucking score under 10 points. I know it's going to be in Cleveland. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I don't know if the wind's going to be a factor. It's going to be at night. Motherfuckers is right? Stories about curfew and shit. So it's just 2020, man. This shit's crazy, man. It's just funny. The hypocrisy out here, but I don't know. I'm not trying to get real life. I don't want to be one of those dudes with dreadlocks and always just trying to be real deep and shit like that. But that's who I am, I guess. So I am who I am, as Baker and Odell Beckham always say. Stealing a quote from scriptures. Who are you? I am who I am. Like, oh, okay, all right, Most High. But so yeah, it's just it is. I don't know, man. Like, it's just this is a scary one. Now, as far as how do I see us winning it, it's going to have to be the offense. It's going to have to come down to, does Kev really allow the offense to succeed? Can he put his offense in a position? Can he make the adjustments and know what they do best to really beat these teams? Now, to his defense in regards to the Titans game, when we let them back, I truly believe that he don't want to show all his good cards. He don't want, because that's what the NFL is. It's a copycat league, and they pick up on what you're doing very, very quick. A lot of these coaches are very, very intelligent. They're very good X and O guys and all of that. And that's the thing. He didn't want to overextend his hand. He didn't want to keep the throttle going. And he don't want to keep the throttle going so everybody can see what they're gonna do next. Maybe some of them good bags, you know what I mean? He put that away to use it for the Ravens, so we could do the same thing against the Ravens that we did against the Titans this last week in the first half, But this time maybe we won't put up the pedal. Who knows? It depends on how big the cushion is. Shout out to Kareem for also keeping that game going against the Titans too. I know I missed that, and everybody's talking about it. So I guess and then Coach Kev gave him like a title or award or something like that for it. So I'm glad he's receiving love on it. Obviously my channel's small, so it's like even my words really don't matter. But at the same time, like, I'm sure I like to spread love. So I hope that he didn't feel like snubbed. You know what I mean? But he was doing what he could do to help the team when he already said it. He was gonna do it all. So shout outs to him. But yeah, man. Honestly, this game is gonna be another thing. What we got to do is get inside Lamar Jackson's head. The reason why I said that is because when he was on the Rick Eisen show, he had dropped some gems, you know what I'm saying, in regards to why their team wasn't succeeding. And he had said that something that they called and they plays out. Now, for you to drop something like that, normally everybody stick to the script. Players should always, in those situations, stick to the script. Like Rick said when he interviewed Nick, you never know what a dude is gonna say, so that's why you ask anyway. But when you don't stick to the script, that means you frustrated. That means you are off balance about something. And what I think is that Lamar Jackson, and I'll give it to it, he does put his work in. He does try his best. I'm sure, he's made big improvements, obviously getting him to the MVP. After you get something like that, MVP, you start to feel like, the team should trust me more. My whole thing is I don't think the team entirely trusts him. They haven't gave him full autonomy of the offense as most quarterbacks would get after winning an MVP and stuff like that. So I think what it is that Lamar's a little frustrated because he's still kind of taking orders, and they're not 100% trusting him to run the offense the way that he would like to run the offense, or be able to switch calls at the line and shit like that, which in result caused him to flip the blame on the play caller, saying that, well, the defense is already knowing what we're doing, and saying it without saying it, they don't allow me autonomy of the offense to flip the plays at the line so that we can switch it up after they already called the plays, that we just go ahead and run the plays that's called, and that's that. So Lamar's a little. It sounds like Lamar's a bit frustrated. I don't want to say overly frustrated, but I definitely can see that he's probably frustrated with the team because of that. That he feels that they're not trusting him as much. They do trust him as far as like, oh, we'll keep the offense on the field type thing. I'm gonna get this first down. They would trust him as far as that, but as far as full autonomy of the offense, making checks, changes at the line and so forth and things like that, I don't think they're giving that to him, and he's letting his frustration show by dropping, little stuff like that. So as long as BJ Goodson and stuff like that is calling out plays while they at the line and shit, that's gonna frustrate the fuck out of him. And as long as we in his head, let's dominate that motherfucker. And like I said, everybody know Miles, man. I talk about this shit all the time. Miles is just as fast as Lamar, bruh, for real. So us having Miles on the field, is a big thing. This is just a different defense, but definitely got to get inside Lamar Jackson's head because something's going on in Baltimore. Something's not right. I think it's, he's very emotional, and I can see why because he was raised by his mother. I was raised by my mom too, but eventually I had to learn how it is to be a man, what it was to be a man. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm finally getting there. But when we raised by your mother, you just kind of like you pick up on women tendencies as far as just reacting off of emotions all the time. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being logical or reasoning. Every time it's just like you run off emotions, you think somebody always going after you or somebody's trying to, you like I said, you make small things into big things and stuff like that. It's just maybe just right now they're not trusting him to have full autonomy in the offense right now, but eventually he'll get there. But right now, him being Lamar Jackson, him showing that hey, I can do this thing, and he's always been doubted. So and then like I said, you got your mother as an agent, so then they probably gassing him up inside the head like, man, you won an MVP, blah blah. Like you should be taking autonomy of this offense by now. All the things that you did for this team, and getting them to the playoffs, and y'all winning, 14 games straight, blah blah. Like, have you not shown that you can do this thing, and blah blah, and all the effort and the work that you put in? They say that you got put in work. Like people will gas you up like that, and you start to be like, you get like I said, in your emotions where it's just like it's a little of a wall, if you will. It's like instead of you being completely open, being like a Nick Chubb, if you will, putting your head down and just like whenever it's my time, it's my time. Or even Russell Wilson, I feel like they did the same thing to him. When it's his time, it's his time, and they finally allowed it to be his time. About 7-8 years later, but it's finally his time. They letting him cook, so it's like. Same thing with Lamar, but I think he's wanting to rush everything because of all the doubt that he's experienced since he got into the league. Can he be a passer? Can he be more than just a running back and all that stuff? And he wants to prove everybody wrong, and he has proved people wrong last year, but this year is looking like he's going back to the same old, same old. Now, like I said, whether it be him upset because of he not having autonomy and they call these plays and you feel like people already know, so that's already getting inside his head and all this other shit. It could be that. So I think that's how we win. We get inside Lamar Jackson's head, fuck with him, make him think that we already know his plays, even though we not. But making VJ Goodson, bro, study that tape, bro. Study everything that you can, call that shit out. So same thing as Big Shell, because Big Shell funny too, and he really smart. So if he calling out shit, oh, y'all about to do this, y'all about to do this, shit go fuck with him, and he ain't gonna be able to perform. So Kev's the biggest thing on offense. Our players on defense calling out those plays, Sendejo, whoever it is, whoever the smartest motherfucker on that defense, y'all need to go ahead and start calling that shit out and get inside his head. All right. The realness is the Browns fan. That's how I feel like we can win it, but I do feel like this could be a game that we lose. So, but I say Browns win. Realness is a Browns fan. Peace.